Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're doing well. Max Capital with Wall Street Institute and Company here. Welcome to another episode of Tuesday's Technicals. Second episode to be specific. This is generally a series that we're going to be running for I don't know how long, but we plan to post every Tuesday, basically looking at the developments of the market over the previous week and current price action, which will help us project the future, basically. But really, we don't have a crystal ball. Without further ado, let's get to it. In front of us, we have Infinox, which is one of our partners, basically a trading platform that is built to give you a leading edge in the market. It's available on MT4 and MT5. Interesting topic is that there's been a lot of controversy surrounding that over the past couple of weeks. And we have leverage that is up to 1,300 plus instruments you can trade off micro load 0.01. And yeah, like I said, we're one of the 14,000 partners that Infinox has globally. Now, Infinox is a regulated broker and over those three jurisdictions. You can go do your own research, but what we're really interested in today is the IX Intel, which is basically the page of the website, headed by our research team, where the movement and development of the market looked into closely and analyzed, and then we're given that information so that we can have a macro picture or the bigger picture about the potential move of price. So right there, if we just scroll to the downside, we had yesterday, 3rd of October 2022, GBP U10 boosted by the cut on taxes. This really boosted the GBP economy because we saw the pound really gaining strength in the early hours of Monday. And on the week ahead, we anticipating news to come from the US pertaining employment data, NFP, or non-farm payrolls, and interest rates coming from the Reserve Bank of Australia and the Reserve Bank of New Zealand. Interesting price movements in this week ahead, mainly based on pound, dollar, Aussie, and the Kiwi. So without further ado, let's get into the chart, because we can stay on fundamentals all day long, but really what's interesting is the chart, basically how the information that or the decisions that are made at the behind closed doors in these boardrooms, how do they play out on the chart? Because for you to execute or to know the when in terms of execution, you have to be aware of what's happening technically, right? So we have DXY, which is the dollar index, basically an instrument that maps out or that gains the strength or the weakness of the US dollar. It helps us give direction, and we apply our correlation techniques to ensure that we get the direction right. So here we have a bullish order flow, so to speak, because we have high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows. As such, where current market price is, we anticipating price to push further to the upside after it interacted with this order block, and we saw some rejection. So with the dollar index or the direction of the dollar, basically we anticipate further strength on the dollar. I think let's look at this from a 4-hour time frame. Let us see. There we go. Yeah, so we anticipating further dollar strength, and yeah, Seems like we have some little area of liquidity here and some imbalance. Now, of course, we see the markets differently. So this is what I'm anticipating. First target would be 115. But currently reaction is already starting to take effect on dollar pairs. With that said, let's look at first commodity that we trade, which is oil. We've got two commodities on our watch list, basically gold and oil. Oil, US oil or crude oil, two types of oil that you can trade. So now, once again, here we've got a bearish order flow. We have a lower high there, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Potential lower high to push to the downside right here. There's this huge order block that I think will be much clearer on a 4-hour. Exactly. So we first things first, structure wise, we had a break of structure here. And when we look at what broke the structure, break of structure, lots of imbalance, which has been redeemed, so to speak. So the other block that broke structure here would consider this big one here, this big order block. And to refine, we can go to a 1-hour time frame. Let's make our chart look a little bit nicer. There we go. If we edit this, yeah, so there's the order block. We already had a reaction, so we're anticipating the market to push to the downside, since we also have liquidity residing in these areas. So we have trend line liquidity, so we're anticipating the market to push to the downside to take out this liquidity, since we have we've gone up to cover that imbalance that was left here. We have reacted to the order block, and then 15 minutes probably. Let us look at how price action reacted. So now we're always looking to take conservative entries. Really, when we look at this market, considering based on what you consider as a break of structure, I would say we've got a change of character here. Probably with body closes below this level, or we're going to go maybe to the 5-minute time frame, but we don't want to take a long time going through that. So we had this quick move to the downside, which changed character, and we believe this is the order block that really changed character. So from here, we anticipate the market to push further to the downside. Personally, I'll be targeting like 775. Still waiting to see further price action play out. That will give me more confirmations to say we will be pushing further to the downside. So around 7.5, you can target this lows, but yeah, this looks like a good setup. Looks like a good setup. We followed higher time frame structure. And if you want to see more of the setups, I'll leave a link in the description of our Telegram channel that you can join. Gold. Let us look at gold. It'll be interesting to see how the price action plays out here. Once again, bearish order flow. Market seems to be moving to the downside. And structure-wise, we had a break of structure here. A major lower low was broken here, which means now our focus rather is this area. So bearish order flow means we're looking for selling opportunities where are basically in this range, because this would be your major lower high, and this your major lower low, so to speak. Break of structure over there, and we saw gold this morning pushing very strongly to the upside. However, what we, according to the strategy or the edge that we have in this market, we believe that gold has to come back to this order block. And if we would create a range, we would say there's also this order block here, which is going to be act as our demand, right? But let us look at this move. This interesting things happen on this move or this pullback, this retracement, if you may. So lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So basically this is the last lower high. Let me expand that so that it's clear for you guys. Yeah, so this is the last lower high, which we consider as a change of character. Change of character over there. Hopefully this text changes. And then we have a break of structure here. And when we look at the markets, we can see that what caused the break of structure is this order block here, which was left unmitigated. A further higher high that was broken here. We had a full body close above that, and this is the order block that started the whole movement. So what we anticipate here is something like this, as gold has already started moving to the downside. Remember, we have strength in the dollar, which is negatively correlated to gold. So we'd expect gold to move to the opposite direction. First move to the downside, and then push to that area. Probably have more push to the downside. 1600. I've been aiming at 1600 for quite some time now. If you follow me on the socials, if you follow me on the Telegram groups. So first thing would be probably I'll take this setup to the upside. Take the setup to the upside. Probably our stop losses right there. So you probably get it at 10.8 risk to reward, and then later on we're gonna take the short. So this is what our gold setup would look like for the week ahead. We just wait for price action to play out. We don't want to predict market movements, but we rather follow a proactive approach. And when markets gets to our points of interest, we react accordingly, right? Another probably 10-hour trade. So take it when it's going up, you take it when it's going down again. What also prompted me to believe that the market is pushing to the upside, when you look at the left here, we have this mariposa candle, so we have imbalance here or unhealthy price action. So we need to redeem that and then mitigate the order block above. Dollar yen. Interesting price action here. Once again, in correlation, direct or positive correlation to the dollar, I think we're still bullish here. There's a setup that I missed yesterday that I had been planning for weeks. And yeah, exactly a reaction to this area. But then yeah, going back to why we do the technicals on Tuesday is because we realized over time that Mondays don't really work for us. They don't really work for us. First it was like Fridays, and then we found out that on Fridays 5 p.m. GMT plus T, generally you should be out of the market because the market is looking to close at a certain area, and we normally see a lot of volatility or a lot of fast market movements, which could be confusing at times, especially to beginners. So right, this is the setup that I missed, and still looking for a further move to probably 145, 500. Missing setups is part of the game. So yeah, this would be the setup for USDJPY or the dollar against the Japanese yen. It's nice. It matches what we've seen on gold. Dollar CAD, dollar CAD. Now the dollar is correlated to oil. Sorry, the Canadian dollar is correlated to oil, and now Canada being the second largest producer of oil after the Middle East. So as oil was gaining strength, and obviously it pushed the USD CAD to the downside. I'd say negative correlation, if you may. Looking at it, since the primary currency is the US dollar, and the US dollar has been gaining strength over the couple of days. Similarly, dollar CAD has been doing the same. Down here, we've got this demand order block, or bullish order block, if you may, and that we believe is still going to push price further. And what's also interesting for me is this equal highs. Someone can see it as a double top, but SMC wise, I see this as liquidity. Like there are orders that the market needs to clear up here. So once again, I'm anticipating further strength here. And we have, of course, this order block here, which we've just reacted to. You can make an immediate entry, but personally, I would want to see this last lower high. This last lower high being broken in this manner. So I'd like to see the market push, get a full body close above that, come back, test another block, and then clear out that liquidity, so to speak, to the upside. And yeah, let me denote this. Probably going to send it to our private group. Like I said, if you want to be part of it, please make sure that you check the description below. So we have a potential change of character in this area. So this is your setup for the dollar CAD for the weekly trade. You can target this area of liquidity or go further to the upside. I'll target definitely. It's a couple of pips above that, because I understand that this liquidity must be taken out. Like it or not, the liquidity becomes like a magnet to the market. Next pair should be a pound dollar. Now we said pound was gaining strength the previous morning, which is true when you look at this, but as much as in the minor structure the pound gained strength, the bigger picture is still telling us that we're bearish or order flow. Now we're in a daily time frame. This is where we look at the bigger picture. And just to expand a little bit, we have this order block here. This order block that was left unmitigated here in this area. Supply of the block, boom. Just like that. And yeah, if we take our time to basically refine our order block. Yeah, we said it's bearish. We said we're looking for bearish market structure. Some imbalance here, but before that, why we believe that's the order block? That's just the order block, that block structure here, and we're expecting mitigation, but we didn't get it. So currently, that's what we're looking at. Since we're bullish on the pound, on the dollar, GBPUSD is negatively correlated, obviously, so we'd anticipate a further push to the downside. If we'd head to sell this, my personal target would be this area right here for start. Why not here? Because I look at this as this is trendline liquidity to me, so we have to take that out. Plus, we also have this imbalance here, which is going to act as a magnet. So we need to cover that imbalance, tap into this order block. Probably that's when we can see further movements to the upside. I don't know, right? If things plays out according to what we see, what we're focusing on the markets, this would be the setup for the day. It's a more than, yeah, look at that, 18-hour, potential 18-hour. But I'd say wait for the reaction, change of character before you can commit to the trade. Another pound pair, GBPJPY, an interesting pair. One of the most traded pairs in the market. So previous week we saw this push to the downside, strong push to the downside. I missed this movement, and I really wish I was part of it, because I do believe that I would have taken advantage of it. It looks like we're on a downtrend, looking at the break of the structure right here. The break of this low. The break of this low, I would say this is the significant low, which makes our extreme highs and lows being these two. So we're looking for a sell setup anywhere in between the strength, right? Scaling down to a 4-hour time frame just to see things more clearer. Interesting price action, very, very, very interesting, because if we start at the top of the trend, first things first, liquidity. I mean, liquidity is always an interesting topic to me, because so we've got this equal highs here, which I anticipate them to be taken out, first. And really, if you look at the market here, we had a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. But I'd say that's the high high that I'm looking for. And the last higher low was broken at this point, which is change of character. I'm going to make a video before the end of the week, basically detailing the difference between a change of character and the change of character versus break of structure, and which is the order block that prompted the break of the structure. I'd say this small doji candle here would represent that order block for me. Let's make it a supply order block like that. For me, it helps me using different colors for the order blocks, because I'm able to tell if this is a supply order block or if this is a demand order block. So yeah, that's how it looks. That's how we look. Let me try to find maybe a 2-hour time frame like that. Oh, perfect. Nice. This is how it looks. This is how it looks. And if you take the salsa tab, personally, I'll target this lows. This would be the order block to target. It's for me, obviously. It's for me. Like as I've said earlier on, we see the market differently. You might be seeing something different from me, but I always look at a bigger picture. I'm not saying you don't, but this is how the bigger picture looks like for me. And yeah, interesting week ahead. Another reason why is because of this. This is liquidity to me. This is liquidity that has to be taken out. Yeah, like that. So this is liquidity as well. So liquidity becomes a market. You've got liquidity attracting the market to the upside, and liquidity that will attract the market to the downside. And not only that, we've got imbalance here, unhealthy price action. We need to redeem that or rebalance price. Euro AUD, which is our last currency pair. Interesting price action again on Euro AUD daily time frame. Daily, we look to be going short. Reason being, break of structure here. Now this break of structure tells me that we're still bearish in this movement, and that will be my extreme high and this extreme low. So I'm looking for a sell setup anywhere in between here. Stepping down to the next lower time frame, which is a 4-hour time frame. Basically, we're looking for sell orders here. Sell orders, sell orders, sell orders. If I would have to, this would be my order block, which we have obviously reacted to. Supply order block. Now that we have established that, let us scale in, look at price action. So here's what I was anticipating. I was anticipating right here, I was anticipating to get a change of character, but probably if we go to a lower time frame, we would see the market playing out much better, so to speak. Right. So yeah, could have been wrong, but this I would say this is the last lower high. Right. And what did which order block broke or changed character there? It is let me just finish marking this. So change of character here. And which order block we expect price to mitigate? It is this one. Is supply or bearish order block. And if we would have to sell, obviously, at that supply order block, personally, I'll be targeting this order block. Right. So what do we expect? What do we expect? And if we look at this, this is equal lows. This is equal lows, bro. Look at that. Equal lows. That's liquidity. Anyways, this is what we anticipate. This is what we're anticipating to see market move to the upside like that, push to that point of interest, react to it, break structure, and then continue to the downside. So this is what our Euro AUD setup would look like. So normally we'd spend Mondays doing back testing, planning for the week ahead, and then on Tuesday or at the end of the trading day, we look at the setup. So Euro AUD, this is how we look like. So now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning to this episode. I hope you got some value. If you really got some value, please go down, like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with a friend whom you think can benefit from this as well. If you need to contact me, I'll leave even my WhatsApp number on the contacts below. Now, it's been great. Let us trade for a living, ladies and gents. Have a great trading week. Cheers.